Hello everyone, welcome to my another video. My name is Valentin Yunus Hutabarat and I'm so glad to see you again. So as usual, I'm going to dealing with my assignment, and in this time I would like to make a mini research by asking some of my friends about the topic that called delivering the bad news. So I'm going to ask their opinion, their perspective about these matters, and also I would like to put my assumption and my perspective about it as well. And before I show you about the interview, I would like to say thanks to all of my friends that be willingness to be interviewed by me. There is Dora, Restu, Faradina. Thank you guys, hope you stay healthy as usual. So without any further ado, let's just get started to the interview.
I think bad news is definitely the hardest to convey for me, because it is not certain that they can accept what we say. They may be sad or angry with us, with our bad news things that we have to convey it for them.
One of the things I feel difficult about conveying the bad news is the news of death, because I can imagine how emotional or how disappointed the receiver might be.
What kind of news or things difficult to convey for me? Always about the bad news, especially when one would want to deliver it to our family, and it's really hard for me to convey that. For example, some of your family got an accident, some of your family's dying, or something like that. But for myself, actually, it's really hard for me to express and convey my feeling to another person, because it's human, it's cannot be trust, something like that. So when I feel worried, or when anxiety attack me, when I feel sad, and I want to convey this to the person, I still try thinking for again and again, because I'm afraid they're not gonna understanding me, and I think it's better for me to solve it by myself.
I think the most difficult things to convey is the bad news, because delivering or conveying the bad news, it is not as simple as we can just straight to the point about what happened. We have also mastered several kind of skill, like we also have to able to control the situation, read the situation, and also how to make the recipient of the news to be stay calm. And of course, those kind of things is difficult and complicated to learn.
Of course, I still convey it, even though in a few times I have to take time to convey it. The way I overcome is by seeing or deepening their character, or I start by making small talk first, and then I bring my short to convey it. Yeah, because this should be conveyed no matter what happens.
I will keep delivering the bad news, because if I procrastinate, that can be at the problem, right? And the solution is I will choose the right word, and I will avoid using high notes to convey, and I can to be the good listener, because if I give her the advice, I think she very uncomfortable to me.
I think for myself, for the feelings that I've been holding you, I just try to keep it for myself, because I'm afraid they're not gonna understanding me and just say that sentence again, because people is the scariest things in this world. But for the bad news, like the accident, like I told you, I know it's better to tell my family about it and tell the person who wants to deliver the bad news is. But it's better to give it to them. It's gonna like more hurtful when you hear it from another beside you and something like that. But for the feelings, if you think that it is like stuck in your mind for a long time and you need to take it out, then it's better to share that feelings to the person that you have trust, the closest person to you. Maybe even when not your family, it could be like your friends, your best friends, something like that. But you must pay attention that the problem that you have must solve by your own self, because they're just gonna like understanding you, give your suggestion, give your like advice. It's not gonna help you because you're the only, in the end, you're the only person that can solve your own problems.
Well, about my solution, I think it depends on the situation. On my situation, I mean. When I am in the situation that I am the one who should deliver the news, or there is no other person who I can expect to replace me, so I think I am going to still delivering the news. But if I am in the situation that there are any person that could possibly to deliver the news, I think I would be rather to leave the news to be delivered by them instead of me. Because considering that I'm not really good at delivering or conveying something, so I don't want to make the situation getting worse by me making some mistake.
Yes, I think that is also very important because there are so many people out there who don't know what bad news is like. Sometimes they say, don't be angry, yeah. Don't be sad, yeah. Or sorry, I had to say this for you. And I think, of course, we all don't like bad news thing. But the way we respond is very different. There are those people who can respond to the news with very well. But there are also people who respond to bad news that we convey it not with the attitude.
I think yes, being able to break the bad news is an important skill.
Yes, of course, it's important skill. It's really nobody have that skill, and I'm really, for myself, I'm not capable of that. I'm really angry for the people who that have skill, because they're gonna like understand the feelings of the person that you want to deliver the bad news is. They're gonna like know the mood of the person that you want to deliver the bad news. So it's really important skill, because delivering something that is really important is really hard to do. You have to prepare yourself well, and then you deliver it. Not just like deliver it like that, because it's gonna like hurt their feelings or just ruin their day. So it's really important.
Of course, yes, it is very important skill to be mastered by most of people. Because I also think that at least in one group there must be one person that could deliver a bad news in the right way, proper way. Because by having, or we are able to deliver the news, break the news in a proper way, we also have some skill to support our process when deliver the news. I think it can be useful to decrease the sadness and also to make the situation a bit better.
The things that might make it difficult for us to deliver bad news is that the news we are going to convey is very bad and might make him upset, angry, or sad. Or we are not ready to deliver it, or we don't know how to convey it, and maybe we are not ready with the response letter from them.
I'm afraid the receiver can really accept what I'm saying, and it can disrupt someone's psychology, right? And that is the things are very difficult for to convey and to deliver the bad news.
The things that make delivering bad news really hard to do, because when the person is the feeling person, it's really hard to say that, because that's kind of make it difficult because when you're delivering the bad news, the feelings of the person that you want to deliver, you have to make sure you are right of what you say, and that's, I thought, the thing that make deliver bad news is difficult. And of course, it's the word that you say. You have the most pay attention for it. You don't like instantly say, for example, oh, your brother's car accident. You have to start like, I'm sorry to tell you this, but I heard your brother got accident, so you have to see him in hospital, something like that. So delivering bad news is really need to be prepared. So you're not gonna like mess it up all the things and not gonna hurt anybody's feelings.
It may be very difficult, but the best way for me to overcome all the difficulties is to prepare myself for what will be the response. As I mentioned before, I adapt to each of these people characteristics. These feelings are not very good advice, but one thing I want to say about how we deliver bad news in the right way is that we have to prepare ourselves first, and we have to explore the character of the person we are going to convey the bad news to. Thank you. I think that's all.
The news that comes to me, I think I will be staying calm. I will calm myself down and try to think positively and have a mindset that every incident must have consequences. There will always be something that we can learn.
Like what I'm thinking, so the first thing you have to do is prepare all the things, prepare what you want to deliver. It's kind of like really bad news or not, and then have to know condition of the person that you want to deliver bad news. We got to take our heads to a private room and talking heart to heart, something like that. So it means that you understand it. Just learn it. It's really need to be prepared. So, but if you're really need to give that bad news, like it's really need, still try to deliver it in a good way and not the other one does. That's all.
These feelings are not very good advice, but one thing I want to say about how we deliver bad news in the right way is that we have to prepare ourselves first, and we have to explore the character of the person we are going to convey the bad news to. Thank you. I think that's all.
Okay, if you want to convey the bad news in the right way, whether you can calm down first and not to procrastinate, and you can select the word, avoid using the high note to her, and don't give her the advice. You can, because if you give her the advice, I think she can really uncomfortable. You can give the advice if her heart can really accept the condition. I think enough for the solution.
My advice, like what I say, just don't be careless and don't make this delivering bad news as a joke. when you say that, oh, your mom is died, something like that, and you're making it as a joke. For him or her, it's not a joke anymore. You're gonna like ruin his day. Maybe he or her, he don't want to talk to you for a month. I mean, maybe even the worst for forever. So just prepare yourself before you say it. Make sure you say the good words, and if they react angry or upset about it, give it to you, and just accept it. Just try to calm they down. Just calm her or his down, because especially for the people who got that bad news.
Based from the interview that I have been conducted with some of my friends, I can conclude that most of the most difficult things to convey is the bad news, because they said that delivering or breaks the bad news have the biggest consequences if it compares to the other kind of news. Also, they also mentioned that they will feel guilty to mention that news because it can make the other people who heard that news become sad. And when I asked them about how important to having such that skill which we can deliver the news in the proper way, they said that it's very useful to us to having the skill in delivering a bad news in the proper way, because it can decrease the sadness and also it can make other people's condition becomes a bit better. So the last thing that I asked to them is, what is the advice that we can give to other people out there so they can deliver the news in the proper way? And as usual, they also very enthusiastic to answer my question. They said that the first thing that they will do is they will calm themselves down, and also they try to think differently and try to not making the situation getting worse. So I think from this interview, I learned a lot from so many perspectives from my friends, and it also had my insight about this kind of problems to be more open-minded about it. So I think that's all for my interview today, and I hope you guys stay healthy